What's up, AFTERBUZZ family? You knocked, and now we're buzzing you in. It's time to flip the bird on the Braxton Family Values After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Bang this in your whips.
Hey, yeah.
Chips in the wrist.
Here's a French kiss.
How lame am I? I've never heard this.
Chicks spit six from the
Wait,
fourth
here we go.
fifth, make it dance. Ow!
What's up, AFTERBUZZ family? Another week of Braxton Family Values here on AFTERBUZZ TV. And you know what? Tonight is ladies' night.
Yeah.
All right. So, once again, another week here on Braxton Family Values. Social media alert. So you can go on all the social media. Find us at AFTERBUZZ TV across the board. We're on Periscope. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram.
iTunes.
We're on iTunes. Make sure you subscribe and give us 5 stars. We're all over the place. You have no excuse.
Yes.
And here's the other no excuse. You have no excuse not to follow us. I'm your host, McCall Hall. You can find me on social media when sports and pop culture collide. And to my left, the other lady of the night.
Mwah. My name's Kalima. You can follow me on Twitter at Lima Wisdom ENT, where pop culture meets wisdom.
See, look, her wisdom and pop culture meet
That's
up.
what I'm saying.
My sports and pop
Yes.
culture meet up.
Everything you need.
Everything you need. But at the end of the day, we know pop culture. That's
Yes.
why we're here on Braxton
That's
Family
why
Values.
we're here
all right?
today.
They know how to pick them at AFTERBUZZ
Yes,
TV.
they do. They really do.
Well, you know, it's good to be back.
Yes.
Shout out to Richie and Mr. Carter. These are our 2 music guys on the show. And like true bosses and moguls in the making, they had meetings tonight. They're out there getting that coin and getting that bread. So, Richie,
Booked to capacity.
booked to capacity. Richie, Mr. Carter, get that coin. All right? Kalima, how are
Always.
we feeling?
We're feeling good. I'm excited.
So it's
I'm always excited.
It's
for
ladies'
Braxton.
night. I'm not going to tell you what's in our cup because it's ladies' night. Cheers to that.
It's water, y'all. I'm lame. I don't know what's in Miss McCall's cup.
Kalima, you can't speak for me now. You can't speak for me. So let's get into it. We have only a little bit of time tonight. So I want to get into this episode. What are we on? 12 or 13?
Yeah.
It's called Flippin the Bird.
Yes.
So the scene opens up at a restaurant. And this week I got the name of the restaurant. Opens up at Luke's restaurant here in LA.
Yes. Oh.
You guys, Google it. Go to Luke's. You can actually eat at the restaurant where the sisters were eating. So sisters meet up for dinner with their faces beat for the gods, as usual.
Always.
I always feel self-conscious because I'm like, I'm never as beat as a Braxton. Like, there's levels to beat.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
exactly.
and you're flawless.
Thank you so much. You too.
No,
I was
no,
like,
you're flawless.
Talking about you just came from a wedding. I'm loving it's a little bit blonder and I'm loving it. I love either way. But yeah.
I'm just trying to get my Tamar on.
I always feel like I'm not. Yeah, Tamar for sure. Her hair is what gets me. I'm just like, honestly, that's why I decided to do this curl. I've been wanting to do curls like this, but when I saw it on her, I said, I gotta go for it.
You wear curls better than anybody I've ever seen. Like, some people can just do curls. You're one of those people that can do curls.
Oh my
and you know what
goodness.
else you can do?
What?
Hair wraps.
Oh yeah, no, hair wraps I've been doing forever. Thank you.
No, you can do hair wraps. Towanda can't do hair wraps. Towanda can barely do acting class.
Aw.
Towanda has been
Yeah.
trying to get back into acting class a little bit more. And she's talking to her sisters about just wanting to be in LA and really dig into it. And that's the key. If you're not dedicated, it doesn't work.
And my thing was, as from the business side of her acting coach, he's going to try to push her to come to class because it's income for him. And I wasn't exactly sure if I saw genuine a genuine side from him asking her, oh, I want you to come more because I think that you're a good actress and you have potential. But I think that either way, he was just letting her know that if you're really serious, you are going to have to, go a little harder. But my thing is, like, he needs to be sensitive to the fact that she can do it on her own time. Like, don't push her. She if she values it, she's already flying to LA for it. If she really values it, she'll make it work.
I had to give you ditto fingers. And that was a point that I didn't think about. It's coin every time he comes in.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly because I just took an acting class. You know how,
You're like, hell, I ain't had groceries this week.
But I just went to an acting class yesterday, and the first acting class is usually free because it's to sell themselves. And then you sign up for the membership for acting. So And it's to benefit you. Anything, you go to school, you have to pay tuition. You know what I'm saying? So it's about your value.
I think they gouge a little bit. I've never we live in Hollywood.
Yeah.
To all you guys
You know
who are
what I'm
trying to figure
saying?
out where we film at, we're here in Hollywood. I've never taken an acting class because I just refuse to pay for it.
But it's really good for anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing, any sort of performance. It's just even, he even had a yoga coach, like a yoga teacher who took the class. It's just beneficial either way. But anything when it comes to business, I mean, if that's how they make money, of course he's gonna.
Well, another person who's all about making money, but not about making sense is Tamar. The sisters brought up last week's episode about Tamar being sensitive about Vince, which I totally agree with them. Tamar is always coming for somebody's significant other. But if you talk about Vince,
we talked about it.
It ain't gonna work.
We talked about it in the last after show. We were like, you know what? She can dish it, but she can't take it.
Yeah. Trina talks about bar chicks getting an
outdoor
open
seating.
patio and outdoor seating, but she's afraid to do that because of the birds.
I mean, first of all, I'm all for outdoor seating. Like, I don't understand why a restaurant would not even have at least 2 tables outside. You have to. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and second of all, I respect anyone who has a phobia. Like, honestly, I feel like it has something to do with their subconscious mind. Some people even say what happened in your past life. But my thing is, I really hope she gets over it, because I personally don't understand. I love animals, so I'm just like, literally, if it hasn't attacked you, what's the issue?
Well, we'll get into her phobia a little bit more. Say it with me. Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
That dessert looked really good. I have to go to Luke's to get the dulce de leche. It's
probably just caramel.
I think that's all it is. Towanda and her eye makeup. First of all, Tawanda's eye makeup. So if Tamar's hair is always laid.
Yes.
Their faces are always beat. But Tawanda's eye makeup is always on point.
I never thought about it.
I've never seen Towanda without a good
eyeshadow and then something beautiful under.
I've never seen her without it.
Yeah,
even when she's
and the
casual.
blue looks really good.
Oh God, Towanda, you look good, girl. So she meets up with her acting coach, Steinsberg, whatever the hell his name is. And basically he says that he wants to see her more and gives her a monologue that she needs to start practicing. Again, I think he wants the money. I think he cares about her. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if she wants to get better, she's got to go.
Exactly. It's a commitment. Yeah.
She's got to go. So Tamar then picks up Trina to go shop. When are they not shopping?
I know.
When are they not shopping? If they ain't eating, they shopping. If they ain't shopping, they
I was hoping we would see them try on different clothes and stuff, but, it is what it is. They're definitely eating and shopping.
Whatever they're eating and shopping at, I can't afford it, so I'm just living vicariously through them. So Trina finally really gets into this whole fear about birds. I don't get it. Birds are one of those things. It's like birds are
so
biblical,
beautiful. Right?
Like,
there's just
for someone
poetry.
who grew up in a Christian family to be afraid of birds. Birds are so biblical. How could you be afraid of birds?
Yeah. I was the same way. And then she was literally panicking, crying, couldn't breathe, and the birds were eating. They weren't even like stunting her. They were just like doing their own thing. But that's what a phobia is. Usually it has nothing to do with my life, but for some reason I'm scared of it. That's it.
What are you scared of?
You know what? It's called trypophobia. You guys have to
Please Google this.
You have to Google trypophobia. If you've ever seen like boiling water, just the bubbles that come up.
Yeah.
For some reason it subconsciously makes you think of disease, or even a bottle, like any water bottle that has bubbles because it's been sitting in the heat. I have to shake it. I have to shake it because it needs to look like fresh water. And if I see the little bumps, like even when you cook a pancake, the bubbles that come to the top, it's a trypophobia. But you have to Google it to understand. It really it made me cry when I first Googled it, because someone was like, listen, I think you might have trypophobia. And I really hope I'm pronouncing it right, because I've said it like a million times.
So this Coca-Cola and other beverage that I'm drinking, so the bubbles that came up from the Coca-Cola? It needs
to be significant bubbles. I think like champagne bubbles, like, okay, that's different. But like, yeah, like boiling water, like bubbles kind of growing, coming for you.
Well, I think you need to follow Trina's lead and get hypnosis.
Hypnosis,
which
right.
Tamar calls witchcraft, and she also calls it white people stuff.
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
It's not white people
It's so
stuff.
ignorant. Don't ever say white people stuff, because usually there's a good significant amount that we maybe don't know of our own kind.
And black people always want to say, go to church. And ain't nothing wrong with church. I go to church.
Right.
But my mom was a psychiatrist for 30 years. So I believe
wow.
I believe in going and getting treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
I really do.
Yeah.
So here's the fun part. Tamar and Vince are at their house. First of all, Tamar, again, I love her outfits. Everything about her outfits, her hair, her look. Oh, God. So she's sitting there with this backwards cap on, and she's talking to Vince, and Vince just brings up all nonchalant, well, I got a call from this guy, and he wants to do a Broadway show with you.
Braxton's
I would have
on
fallen
Broadway.
out.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm excited. Maybe she didn't know all the details for it, and she just didn't want to say no to her husbander.
But it finally started to sink in, like,
Yeah.
the Braxtons?
This is Broadway.
On Broadway?
Right.
Like, you know, they say Broadway is when you really feel like you made it. When you see your
Nene
name in
Leakes,
lights.
when Nene Leakes went to Broadway, she was already doing good. But when she went to Broadway, she did the show right after that.
Yeah.
She's been doing Glee. Like, you're officially considered an actor. Professional
I would
actor.
say, and you can chime in on this, would you say that Broadway is a catalyst for your acting career? It's a true catalyst.
I think so. Absolutely.
Because I think once you do Broadway, you can do anything.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll at least have a door open to you for everything. You
Yeah.
know? Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you'll book it, but, you know.
You'll get the audition.
You'll get the audition.
Tamar does a praise dance, and her wig stays on during this praise dance for Broadway. Did you catch the hair flip? And I mean, like, whatever wig glue she's using, I got to get some.
I'm telling you.
So Towanda and Traci meet up with their trainer in gorgeous workout apparel. When I work out, I got on the same black yoga pants.
I thought so too.
Maybe a cute little tank.
Same black yoga pants and a cute tank with some sort of sports bra that might either be poppy or just perfectly underneath flesh tone.
And usually it's all mismatch. Ain't nothing matching.
Always. Not the shoes, nothing. But that's what happens when you have money. You probably
When you have money, you can work out and be fly.
I would
Towanda, your
be
sweatsuit was so fly.
literally like.
So Towanda says she hates to work out. First of all the Braxton girls, they have fabulous bodies.
Yeah, they do.
They hate to work out. I wish my metabolism was like that.
I mean,
this Coca-Cola and other beverage will put on like 6 pounds by the morning.
I know. I don't really care for working out either. But like, it's so funny because when you don't work out, those weird positions that they were doing, you think about that. That's how you know you don't work out.
Yeah.
Because you're working out and you're thinking about the dance move that this is similar to. Like, instead of focusing on feeling that burn.
But let's be real. Regardless of what direction they were going, you guys, that was some light ass weight. Your trainer had you doing 1 or 2
that
pounds.
was like 5 pounds.
You got to do about
per
15.
arm. Yeah.
Like even somebody who's out of shape can do 15.
Yeah, they were
like I'm
doing
doing
this.
20, but I'm an athlete by nature. Okay, I can do
Yes.
about 20 pounds, but you got to do at
Wow.
least 10 to 15
Yeah. Well, I only do
with the pink weights.
with the kettlebell. I do about 10, and with the pink weights, I do about. I don't even. It's embarrassing. I do about. I guess about 10 on each hand.
Yeah, 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing like 2 pounds.
Yeah, talking about.
I'm so tired. That's all right. That's why you guys stay beat. So Towanda has this whole breakdown about, with her sisters, while they're working out, about wanting to be happy and being an actress. And she goes, you know, I've got to think about certain people. I've got to think about my kids.
Family.
I've got to think about my family. I've got to think about my acting coach. But here is the shade that I caught in AfterBuzz family out there. Feel free to chime in on the YouTube comments. I'm going to get back to those. She never brought up her husband. And I have been picking at this and prying at this all season, and you guys always gloss over it. Towanda never really talks about her husband.
No, I feel like he hurt her so much. She's just like, we'll just stay here. It's cheaper to keep her. I'm telling you.
But I don't know.
It's evident. I mean, he's the stay-at-home dad, and she's the working mom. And he said it himself. You're a working mom now. No, not sure if that was shade or not, but he knows what it is.
I don't know. I just feel like if I were at that point, I probably would opt
Just
to be
end
out
it.
of the marriage. Because in my opinion, and you know, I would love if they could come in and defend this.
Right,
but
right.
I just don't know if Tawanda's in love with this man anymore.
And I don't think she's in love. I think she loves him. She loves him because he's the father of her kids.
But I think Towanda, while she's getting older and wants to really tackle this acting thing, and I believe that she'll have a successful career, especially if she starts working with her coach more. I think her personal life, you know, she deserves to have that romantic life.
I think if she left him, her whole story would be different. But I hate saying
Tawanda's
that because we don't know them. Yeah.
Towanda is beautiful.
Yeah,
She's always beat. I feel like there's a man out there who will really make her happy.
I'm saying that, yeah. Like, don't just, you know, be lazy and just be like, just settle. Don't settle.
Yeah, and I feel like...
Because you have potential to be with... I feel like she can have whoever she wants if she really wants them.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Towanda could pull.
She could.
Towanda could pull. Towanda, you could pull. And I just really want her to... I would like to see this expanded on next season or whatever. I just want to see more of what's
their
going
relationship.
On with her husband.
Because where we left off, we're like, she don't really like him.
Yeah, and he's there.
And you're just in the background. Like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? He popped up for 2 seconds through this entire episode, and it's like, all we see is you sitting at home and she's working, going after her dreams. Like,
yeah. Well, maybe the sisters talked about it more when they went out for cocktails, because they cut the dang fitness session short to go get cocktails.
They did.
Again, that's not what their thing is. That's all good. Next up, the sisters go to therapy about the birds. So Tamar offers up her pool house for this quote unquote witchcraft.
Right.
Okay, and they meet up with Dr. Tammy, which, okay, you guys know I love a good doctor, a good fine doctor, okay? They've been letting me down. The past couple of doctors have been, you know, and if you like same sex, I'm not throwing shade, but they always have a fine male doctor. And they've been having women doctors. So I'm like, I respect, you know, what they're doing. But I'm like, dang.
I only use women doctors for everything. I request a women doctor. Why would you want a man he's going to keep it professional? He is going to keep it professional.
Until I say we don't have to keep it professional.
And then they don't? Yeah, right.
And then I say I'll be down at the Beverly Hilton at the bar at 7 o'clock. We can go ahead and just cash out my account. I'll go find a new provider. So Dr. Tammy is and I wrote this down, a metaphylicist counselor. That
real money.
She's a hypnotherapist.
Yes.
All those long syllables and all that, just say hypnotherapist.
Flashy, right,
hell.
Right.
Tamar says she can't witness the witchcraft in her own home, so she leaves, and the hypnotherapist begins reciting these chants to Trina. She has dominion over the birds. You're in control over... First of all, I almost went to sleep.
Extremely calm. Yeah.
Extremely calm.
Her voice was... I was like, I literally could get hypnotized through...
Let me try... Okay, let me give you a chant. I'm going to do the bubbles, okay? Be one with the bubbles. Close your eyes. Relax. The bubbles are your friends. Breathe with the bubbles. Expand with the bubbles. Boom. Woo. Just making sure you're awake.
Because she was asleep. She was
Trina,
out.
I saw those eyes start rolling back, honey.
That was the funniest thing when Tamar and them came, though.
So Tamar and her sisters and their mom had a little powwow. They wanted the chance to include "Don't go back to Gabe."
Oh my goodness!
Come on, you guys! Come on, she's not gonna go back to Gabe.
I think it's comical. I just thought it was disrespectful to the hypnotherapist because I have so much respect for what they do.
Let me tell you, disrespect or no disrespect, I'm getting paid per hour.
Yeah.
So Dr. Tammy's like, I don't give a damn what you guys do.
Yeah, because she was kind of laughing it off like, all right.
Shit, cut the check.
Call me again.
That's why
We'll
Trina probably looked at them like, I have to pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
And it's not cheap. Home visits too.
Ooh, girl, come on.
It's not cheap.
Next up, Towanda, back to her husband, calls her husband on FaceTime to talk to her kids. So when they picked up the phone, they got face to face. She said, "I'm calling to talk to my kids, not." Hey, babe, I missed you. Have a few moments alone. It was, I'm calling to talk to my kids.
We didn't see the whole conversation possibly, though.
Oh, hell. So you can give the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just saying, if she's still married, there's got to be a reason. Now, the producers know that family in general is what's the value. So she's going to say, let me talk to the kids. And the husband's probably a given. We already know you love me and I love you. And we've been texting all day. I'm just saying, we don't know. I'm thinking there's got to be a reason why she's still with him. She ain't just saying, hey, what's up? Put the kids on the phone.
Now look.
Unless, like, who does that? Unless you're the breadwinner and I need you in my life. Like, I don't know why she would do that.
Now look. There's a show called Love and Hip Hop. There's a character called named Peter Guns. He's got 10 kids. And they say it's because he's got...
His pull-out game is weak. That's why.
But they say he's got a member of gold.
Oh.
And sometimes that'll keep you around.
Now, by the way, she was reacting to your boy when he came in. When she did the performance. We don't know what
her husband may not make a dime. She looks at other guys. Her husband may not make a dime. He might be lacking in so many areas, but there might be that one area that she know she can't get nowhere else.
But then she wouldn't be sexually attracted to so many other people.
No, that's not true because I've been with somebody one time that was okay.
Okay, but
I still had
your eyes still okay.
You know, I can look. I may not want to. I may not need to touch. I can look. It may not need to touch. I can appreciate. I could be full on birthday cake right now, but if I see a beautifully made cake, I'm going to say, yo, that's a really good looking cake.
Such a perfect way to put it.
I mean, I need to eat because I am satisfied.
Yes.
I've had enough
when
cake.
you have a buffet, that don't mean nothing.
You
just because you full. Thanksgiving, we all know.
Towanda, we want to know.
We do need to know.
What's keeping you
Please
at the house?
let us know.
But Towanda brings up a really interesting point. Regardless of the man or whatever, Towanda says, I want to have it all. I want to be a working actress and I want to be a great mom.
Yeah, those words stuck out. Have it
It's
all.
ladies' night here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, it is.
It's ladies' night.
Yes.
So let's have a ladies' conversation. Is it possible to have it all?
I think, for me, I really think that it's possible, but there's always going to be a certain sacrifice at times that may be minuscule to the bigger picture. But I really think you can have it all. It's all about perception. Right now, I feel like I have it all. Am I rich? You know what I'm saying? No, but certain things that I value, I have right now. And for me, it's 90-80% of what I really want. So, you know what I'm saying? You could, but I think in her situation, I don't think so. Unless you moving your family to Atlanta, it's always going to be. Traveling is not like easy.
Yeah, I think about it a lot. And, you know, we're here in Hollywood and here at AfterBuzz, we're all hosts trying to make our name out here. And, you know, you think about it because at a moment's notice, when the opportunity presents itself, you're crazy if you don't take it. We work for that next opportunity.
That's all we do.
That's all we do. We're constantly in limbo waiting for that next phone call. And it's tough when you got kids. That's why I ain't got none.
Right. It's tough without kids. So with kids,
I couldn't imagine.
It's a real challenge.
And I salute anybody who in theory has it all. And I would be interested to see how Towanda embraces this whole transition to working actress and having her kids, because she loves her kids.
Yeah, and the more successful and more opportunities she's getting here where her school is, which more than likely is where she'll be getting the opportunities, she's going to have to transition a full commitment. I mean, I think that's maybe what they were leading up this whole conversation with, like, you're never here. You're here like once every blue moon. You're going to need to bring your family here if you want to spend more time with us.
And the sisters do talk about that a little bit later. Trina finally confronts the birds. Okay.
Yes.
So they go to the park. They walk up to the birds slowly. Trina really looked flustered. She looked upset.
And I wondered if it was the pressure of the cameras and people expecting, like, you know, because the cameras, they want to see, okay, this is the scene where you're confronting the birds. We're expecting something dramatic and exciting.
Maybe she was playing it up for the cameras.
You know what I'm saying? If they weren't there, maybe she would be able to just be a little bit more calm. And yes, her sisters run away and she might find that still funny either way. But
the sweat, I mean, like, that sweat was for real.
Her chest was up to here.
Did you hear what she said? She said, as soon as I saw the birds, I had almond joys, mounds, and what else did she say? Coming up from my chest. I mean, it was ridiculous.
That was hilarious.
So she gets over her fear, but the confessional has featured Towanda baffled as to how Trina could really be afraid of birds.
How did they not know this? If the amount of phobia that she had in this scene, how are they stunned? They should know that this is her forever.
But AfterBuzz family, Kalima, did you guys catch the shade? And also, I feel like there was a bomb that was dropped. Towanda said, how could you be this afraid of birds when your brother-in-law is Birdman? She said that verbatim.
She tried him. She tried it.
So is Toni and Bird, are they married? Because I'm thinking that there is a spoiler alert.
Oh my goodness.
That nobody caught. I
don't
caught
think-
it.
If it was a joke, I think she would have like put a little disclaimer at the end, but she didn't.
Look, I just got back from a wedding. You know, my best friend just got married. Shout out to Felicia in Rome. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Look, I refer to Rome now as my brother-in-law. Like,
Right.
Felicia's like my sister.
Right. You don't just throw that around.
But you know what I'm saying? But before they got married, that was my friend's fiance.
Right.
That's my friend, but that's my friend's fiance. That ain't my brother-in-law. You know what I mean? But now, he's my brother-in-law.
I certainly doubt they're not married. I haven't seen a ring. I think the media would have been all over
So
that.
why did Towanda say that?
Because that's a boo. That's a baby boo. That's her exclusive.
But why did Towanda refer to Tony's whatever as, like, saying brother-in-law implies marriage?
Oh, and brother-in-law also implies that there's a relationship with her and
That's
him
what I'm saying.
as brother
That's
and sister.
why I'm saying this whole, we've known each other for 14 years. We're just friends. No. For Towanda to feel
I
so
just
comfortable
can't
to say that.
believe it. It's like Malia Obama's videos in Lollapalooza. Like, I refuse to believe it.
I think there is something more going on that
There's definitely more going on, but they would not be married. Like, I won't
think they're
believe
married.
that. I would have to see a contract.
Look, AfterBuzz TV family, I'm calling it here first. I think that Toni and Birdman secretly got married. Why would Towanda say that? Why would she say that? Come on. No, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. But I caught it, and I feel deep down in my spirit that there's something there. Tamar says that Trina smells like cheesesteaks, referring to onions. Shade. Tamar and Vince meet up with these Broadway producers in New York City.
Yay.
First of all, I mean, did you see Vince? Vince ain't never put on no hat.
Oh, he was just...
Vince was dressed to the nines. Tamar was flipping that hair. I mean, that's such a cool experience.
And I love seeing opportunity come from for Tamar and for Vince. I love them as a power couple going to this huge meeting. And Vince, he deserves it, because Vince, I can tell he works so hard. He's got a long career behind him, you know, decades. And I just love seeing them together. And they was on top of it, like ready to go. Serious.
Can I just say that, and I'm not saying that Birdman is a bad brother-in-law, would be a bad brother-in-law. I'm not saying that. But I would like to say that Vince seems like the coolest brother-in-law.
Oh, my gosh.
Because if Tamar were my sister and I see how hard her husband works on her behalf, like, that's my brother-in-law. I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to be married to somebody like that who wakes up and is thinking, okay, how can I set McCall up? How can I leverage her career to something else?
Tamar doesn't even know. Tamar, like, I look at you as an example of literally how I want my lifestyle to go from what I see, because you know it's not always greener from on the other side.
No.
But married a singer, married to a music producer who can, you know, help influence you within your career, but also someone who loves you unconditionally and got that bread.
Got that bread.
Got that.
Got that. Because, I mean, there are a lot of brothers out there who will love you unconditionally, honey, but the ones that got the bread.
And have the same passion in career as you, but my goodness, but they can provide and support, and you can tell he's a loyal person too.
Yeah. So to all those brothers out there who are watching this show, I am a good
Especially the writers, the songwriters, the music producers.
We need a songwriter for Kalima. I need a financial guru for me.
Nobody in sports?
No, I don't. Let's just side note. I don't date guys who are athletes. I don't date guys in the entertainment business. I like guys who work in the finance world. I like doctors. I
haven't surveyed enough in the entertainment business.
You gotta understand, we're in a volatile industry. So I need somebody who's really stable in a stable career path. That's not like, oh, I booked this gig, I'm good. No. I need somebody who's like straight regardless.
Yeah.
So I only date guys who are like of high net worth and they work in like finance, medical field. Like, that's what I'm into. And you can find me on social media at McCall Hall and on Instagram at McCall Hall.
We're gonna have to talk more about this on the on the next episode though, because I'm wondering if you would be with someone who's like long distance.
No, we'll get into it.
We'll have to talk about it. Yeah,
it is ladies' night.
Yeah,
I wish we had more time to really dig in. Tamar, just a final note. She says she wants this musical to be like a modern day Dreamgirls, which I think is about right. I think the Braxtons are the modern day Dreamgirls.
No, they really are, and it's so genius. I'm so happy when he said that it's the same producers from the Broadway show Cinderella. I said it's perfect because they know how to kind of put them on stage. They know they definitely would have good creative direction for the Braxtons.
And I hope it happens. I really hope it happens.
Oh, I think it will.
before we get to the ending scene about this whole Broadway show, Towanda rents a house, which is smart because she's spending a lot of money on hotels. And she mentioned she doesn't like staying with Toni and Tamar in their space.
Wow.
And it's hard sometimes. Like, I don't like staying with my friends all the time. Look,
that big house, they would never even pass each other.
I don't care how big it is.
That's being bougie. I'm sorry, that's being a little petty. You got family, stay with your family, especially when you technically are only going to be there for a little while. It's a mansion.
I tell my family, go get you a hotel. Look, I live right down the street from the SOS.
But if she can afford to get your own house, of course.
We'll get your own house.
Get your own house.
I would have done that. Towanda talks about, her dedication to her acting coach and to her kids. Again, I'm going to be interested to see how it all plays out. I'm going to be very interested. But finally, Tamar makes enchiladas and has her sisters over for this reveal about Broadway. First of all, why does she have on a top hat? Tamar.
She's making a point.
Every scene. I mean, but
making
all
it dramatic.
All those theatrics, and you don't really have anything squared away. I wouldn't have had on a top hat and been doing all that extra. That's just me. But the sisters were not excited. They were not excited.
I think it was the way that how she approached it. If she would have said, so I sat with some producers from Broadway and they are interested in having us, she didn't set it up right. She tried, but she failed. They had too many questions. If she would have just been transparent from the beginning, we haven't talked specifics, but he's bringing this idea to us. We have an opportunity to have a follow-up meeting and we'll discuss things.
I feel like this has come up before with the sisters. They feel like Tamar does side deals. Now, look, Tamar's always said, I'm about my coin.
That's why they gave her the side eye.
Yeah, and I will say this as just being transparent, being in Hollywood. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make sure that your bag is secured. Okay, this is a major key. Make sure your bag is secured first.
Before you offer other people?
I'm just saying. So Tamar, I think Tamar was trying to set it up just a little bit to make sure that she's good on maybe writing credits or something like that. But she's going to make sure everybody eats.
Yeah.
She's going to make sure everybody eats.
Right.
But she wants to make sure that she's kind of like the headliner, executive producer.
I think she is. The meeting started with her alone.
It started with her, and I just want to say no shade to the other sisters.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously Toni is a living legend.
They have their own priority projects that shouldn't even affect them. They shouldn't even care that their background, that they're just technically features to Tamar's Broadway show. Like, Tamar's the singer. It's going to be a musical.
But Tamar to me, and again, this is not shade to the other sisters.
Right.
Toni is a living legend.
Right.
Legend and current star are two different things. Because if you tell me Elton John's a legend. I don't know if Elton John's going to pull, I mean, he'll pull numbers, but the current stars, am I going to go see Elton John or am I going to see, I don't know, Beyonce? Like, Beyonce is the current star.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
And Tamar is the star. So I feel
That's
like
what I'm saying,
with Broadway, you've got to put Tamar's name out there to pull the people.
You have to.
You got to pull them.
The photos, let's not act like the photos for promoting the actual show would not have Tamar in the center front.
Yeah, I just feel like she's going to have to be that pinnacle.
Headliner, right.
You know? It sucks. And I can't imagine, because I didn't grow up in a family where there were multiple people, vying for attention.
I don't think it sucks when your passion is, this is just an opportunity for you to do something on the side. When you already are doing acting, that's your priority. You're a restaurateur, that's your priority. This is just an opportunity. Tamar sings, and she's in. I would say that she's done some acting, and it's perfect for her.
I really think the sisters saw this as, here we go again, another way for us to make some money, but we're going to have to play background. And the sisters just this season, they ended their tenure with Toni as background singers.
Yeah.
It's like they're tired of doing that.
Yeah.
They wanted to be consulted first about this whole Broadway thing.
You're number one either way. If you're extra on the Broadway stage just playing the girl at the table, you made it, honey.
I know, and it's going to be about their life. But I really think just business-wise, because Trina said, I'm a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Why weren't we all at the meeting?
I think when she said that, it's specifying what a money at. Like, what's the income? She's like, this sounds great, but how much are we getting paid? She's saying, I'm a businesswoman. I don't hear I hear you saying, you've had a meeting, so maybe you guys have talked logistics on income, and you're not really disclosing that information to us, though.
And my whole thing is, if I were the sisters, I would look at Tamar like this. So you had a meeting, you figured out your cut, okay?
Right.
And they know that we're going to be down to do it just because we always do things together.
Right.
But we didn't have an opportunity to have like a first dib at money.
Right.
we're getting like scraps.
They can have
it would have made me feel some kind of way. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. I just think they calm down. She said, we're having another meeting. You guys can be your business women, put your business hats on, and talk what you... No, but Tamar was like, calm down. We can have another meeting. I just had a meeting just discussing it. And even in the voiceover, you could hear them saying, talk to your sisters and let's meet up again.
Well, Vince showed up to that meeting like the deal was done, honey, because that hat that he had on was casket sharp.
Casket sharp.
Golly. Shout out to Vince. Well, it was a really interesting episode. It's been a pleasure having Ladies Night. Cheers to you again.
Yes.
We got to do this again.
Yay.
Folks, it's been real. It's been realer than real.
Always
I want you
real.
guys to go on YouTube. I want you to go on all of our social media. Please engage with us. I really enjoy reading the comments because there are things that Kalima and I might have missed tonight or clarifications.
Please.
I love to hear them. So make sure you go on YouTube and leave some comments and subscribe. Look, I'm McCall Hall. You guys know where you can find me at So McCall Hall. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lima Wisdom ENT and everywhere else at Kalima Music Art Wisdom.
And this is AfterBuzz TV. You can find us across the board at AfterBuzz TV. Subscribe, give us 5 stars, engage, and just keep the conversation going, all right? We'll see you guys next week for another episode of Braxton Family Values. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.